To start off with, what we'd like to do is look at the difference between CAD software and CAD/CAM software. For many machine owners and potential owners, they have one or the other, or they don't have either one. CAD software is something that you would use, such as AutoCAD, to design your product line. For instance, the shape, the dimensions, machine placement, or fastener placement. CAD/CAM software will allow you to do those things and then output directly into your machine for the G-code, so to speak, or for the native file that the machine requests. It sounds to me like Chandler is using a software that has the ability to do both, but at the moment they're just using it strictly as CAD. So we'll touch upon what they need to do in order to bring the files into WoodWOP, as well as what they could do if they added more software to their CAD package. For the Wiki and HomeAg routers, WoodWOP is the CAD/CAM software that is provided with the machine. There's two versions of WoodWOP that are still being used right now, and that is WoodWOP 5.0 and WoodWOP 6.0. WoodWOP 5.0 is what is being shown here. WoodWOP 5.0 has the ability to do drawings as far as CAD elements, lines, arcs to define a part. It also applies the machining aspect to it. So for example, what we are looking at right here is a file that you could design in WoodWOP. This is what's called a component macro. It's used for using poles that you would, for instance, use on a cabinet door. And you could define the size, shape, and then also at the same time the tooling and the operations. To be able to bring a DXF or a CAD file into this, as mentioned in the Chandler video, you do have to use layers to define what each element is going to be, if it's going to be a drill, a router, a saw blade. So first of all, when you're using CAD software, in order to bring your file into the WoodWOP element or to run it at the Wiki machine, you have to take a DXF file and you have to apply layer codes to that file. The reason being is that CAD software, you have the ability to draw lines, arcs, and things like that. The machine has the ability to take those and add machining processes to them. The problem is, for example, a line could be routed by a vertical router, it could be scored by a saw blade. A circle could be drilled by a vertical drill, or a router bit could actually route that circle out. The machine doesn't know your intentions or what you want to do unless you define a layer code to that particular CAD element. So to cover what was mentioned by the guys at Chandler as far as having to apply a layer to a DXF file, as well as deal with the inch versus the millimeter element of it, we'll look at this simple example of a drawing here, and we'll apply some layers to it, and we will import it into WoodWOP. I've already drawn this file out. It really isn't anything that you would probably want to manufacture, but it does show you a size of a panel, some routers, and a hole or a circle for a drill. Technically, with most wikis running the MCC software, I can leave the machine set to millimeters and run an inch program. The key to that is the fact that the tooling for the drills have to be able to convert properly. Now the machine does run in millimeters. The machines can be converted to inch. However, the logic of the machine is still metric. For the example I have here, as you can see in the drill macro, I'm doing a drill that has to go a half an inch deep and the diameter is 0.125. If I wanted to assign this part to the machine table, as soon as it loads up, I can show you. It will accept this part as being an inch program in a metric field. So there's two things we could do. We could actually scale the drawing into metric, use the metric conversion profile, or we could leave it as inches and just make sure that our tooling will convert properly when it rounds from the decimal inch into the metric. So to follow up with that, when you want to use a AutoCAD type software, or as I was using DraftSite to bring in your CAD file into WoodWOP, then going through the layer steps as we did is the way to go. Now, if you're using another software such as Mastercam, AlphaCam, or even SolidWorks, then you have the option to be able to use a post-processor built by those companies and bring your file directly into the MPR format. Now, what's involved with that usually means another post that plugs into that software. There's also companies like Microvellum or Pattern Systems or Cabinet Vision that also do the same thing. Those will take their files and bring them directly into the MPR format for the WoodWOP software. Therefore, you don't have to do the layering techniques. Now, as we saw in the Chandler video, they did have someone demonstrating SolidCam. SolidCam has also the ability to input directly into the MPR format. Now, what you do not want to do on a Wiki machine or a HOMAG is go direct G-code into that machine. It's very difficult to do, and because the WoodWOP format is quite flexible and the machine has a built-in NC generator which will produce the G-code, to be able to bring a WoodWOP format to the machine from your CAD/CAM package is really the best way to go about it, and there's plenty of them out there that can help you and assist you with setting that up. Well, I hope I've explained things to you in a manner that was easy to understand. If you have further questions regarding the topics of this video or any other questions, you can certainly contact us here at Stiles Machinery Technical Support. We'd be happy to address the questions that you may have. We are also available to you for questions regarding your machine operation, not necessarily just the software integration. You can reach me here at Stiles Machinery Technical Support at 616-698-6615.